Hi, welcome to this lesson in After Effects. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to add effects and modify layer properties. So now that you have a composition to work with, you can start doing some of the fun stuff like applying effects and making transformations. And you can add any combination of effects and modify any of a layer's properties, including the size, placement, opacity, and more. But let's start with changing the position of this title. Right now it's dead center. We want to put it down in the, say, lower left. To do this, you can do it a couple of ways. If you want to be very precise, click on the title layer down here in the timeline. And in this little arrow next to the number, click on that and you see it says transform. Now if you open that, click on that little arrow, you see that it allows you to change the anchor point, the position, the scale, the rotation, the opacity, etc. And we just want to change the positions. I'm going to click on that arrow again and I'm going to press P on my keyboard. And you see that brings up position here. So I know that I want to change this to the left number to 265. The right number I'm going to change to 635. Press enter or return. And now we see the title is down in the left-hand corner. By the way, we're going to change this title, etc., in the next lesson. So don't worry that it just says title here. Now that's the specific way to change it. A lot of things you're working on, you want it to be very exact. And you want those numbers to be very precise. But sometimes you just want to be a bit looser with it. So if you click the selection tool up here in the tools panel, selection, you can just click on the title and drag it anywhere you want. So you can be creative with it or you can be precise with it, depending what you want. Let's do some other things. Let's, first of all, I press P and get rid of position there. So we're back to just our 3 layers in the timeline. Let's click on the video layer in the timeline. And let's see if we can play around with the contrast here. Now, this is actually pretty good as it is, but this is just to give you an idea of what you can do if you want to do any color correction or contrast changes in a video that you might be working with. And we're going to get into a lot more of this in future lessons, more detailed, specific things, especially with color correction. This is more or less an introduction to you of what you can do. So now we've clicked on the video layer in the timeline. Let's click on Effects and Presets. And you see there's all kinds of different things you can choose from, and each of these has their own little list of things you can do. There's also a search area up here. We're going to search for contrast. There are animation presets we could use, or we could go down to color correction. You see the one that says auto contrast. Let's just click on that, and we're going to drag that down to the layer in the timeline. And you see that it made it less contrasty in this case than what it was before. And up here in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you see there's an effects control area. This allows you to change various levels of things. Right now we're going to blend with the original because it's a little bit too soft. So we want to increase the contrast a bit. I'm going to say about 25. You can also just double click on that and type in 25 or whatever you like and just press return or enter. And so now we've added that effect. Let's do some more. Let's add a stylistic effect to this. To do that, we're going to click this little X to clear our search area. And we're going to search for CC light. And sometimes this on your screen might come up with these closed. For instance, it might be generate with a little arrow pointing in that direction. Just click on that and you'll see all the various CC light things that come up. We want to add a sweep. So we're going to click on CC light sweep and drag that over to trees in the timeline. And now we see information about that has been added here to the effects control panel. Also, you see that there's a beam of light. The sweep has added a beam of light going left to right across our trees. And what if we want to change the angle of that sweep of light? We can do that by going up here to direction And let's just say, instead of -30, we're going to say 37. Now we see that beam of light has changed, and it's now going right to left, and it's right across the sun there, which is quite nice. There's other things we can do if we want to smooth that out a little. You see down here under shape, it says sharp. Let's try smooth. And you see now that's widened the beam a bit and made it a bit smoother. Can also change the width. Let's say instead of 50, let's try 70. Okay, so that's spread it out even more. And down here under sweep intensity, you can play around with different things. Try 20. That narrows it a little bit, but it narrows it like right around that sun, which makes it quite nice. So there's all kinds of different things you can do. And I would suggest, if you have videos that you're working with or images that you're working with, go ahead and play around with some of these. Add some effects and just see what it does to your photos, and play around with some of these controls as well with either your video footage or photos. So that's it for this lesson. We're going to save the file now. File, save. And in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to prepare and edit a text composition. So we'll work a bit with this title here. Thank you for watching. See you next time.